Hey, what's up? This is Spider Prime 1 back in with another Transformers video review. Alright, the next aerial bot that I have is the newcomer to the group, Alpha Bravo, who turns into a helicopter. I guess when you're new, you want to be really new and bring a new concept to the all-airplane team by becoming a helicopter. Well, it's not a bad thing. I like helicopters. It's just kind of interesting. I love how long he is. For a deluxe, that's pretty impressive. I also like the weapon storage for him, because since he's not an airplane, he doesn't have the two wings coming off to the side to plug the hand, foot, and his normal gun in. So he kind of has the hand, foot gun as a... Oh my gosh, excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to do this every episode. But he has the hand, foot gun as like an underslung minigun, and it can also act as landing gear, since he doesn't have any. And the bottom part of the helicopter is made up of half a chest. And then the gun can either plug in on this side so it has the detail facing up, or on this side so it has the detail facing down. Or you can also give it an underslung look by plugging it into his hand, which also looks okay, but I kind of like it up at the top. So let's take these off. We will do this because I usually use Alpha Bravo as a leg. We'll figure out which side later. One more thing to mention on mine, and this one is, I've kind of heard stories about it, but it's still not as common as some others. The blades on my propeller are super loose. Like they just wobble everywhere. It's kind of gotten slightly better on one side and slightly worse on the other ever since I've got him. But when I first picked him up, one side was splayed open a little bit, so that side was super loose. It didn't fall out, but it was super loose. And then the other side was nice and tight. And since then, the one side that was kind of splayed open has tightened up, whereas the tight side has kind of loosened up. So now both of the propellers just kind of jiggle back and forth. So kind of disappointed on that front, but I usually either leave him in a limb mode or a robot mode, so I don't use the propeller that much anyways. Excuse me. So to turn him into an arm, we are first going to fold up the top part of the cockpit here. And then we are going to split the bottom part, and they both have tabs, and there are two ports on either side of the body of the helicopter. Like so. And then we're going to lift the propeller section up so that we can unpeg the legs, and then unpeg the legs. And these ones you kind of got to shimmy back and forth so that they'll come out. Come on. There we go. And then plug those in like that. And then close it up. And then his waist is actually kind of interesting. If you have the propeller down far enough, his waist won't turn. Because of the way that it's bigger on this side than it is on this side. So we have to leave it up before we turn it into its arm part. And we'll just put it this way. Or this way. So he'll be on this side, so we'll put the thumb this way. Plug that in there. And then we want to bring the propeller part back down and fold up the blades. And then before we, let's leave them open, you want to bring the tailpiece, and this one you kind of got to shimmy too because it plugs in on both sides. There we go. bring it down, and then it plugs in back here. And then we fold the peg out, and now we fold up the blades, and then I put them on the inside, and then kind of bring the the propeller base up a little bit, so that way that they're not they don't come out on the other sides and then start spinning, because they're kind of just floating in there until you lift it up a little bit. So there is Alpha Bravo in his arm mode. Not too bad. I kind of wish that these were down here, but that's just, nothing you can do on that one. So let's go to robot mode from here. We'll turn this back into the foot. So turn the waist forward, split the legs, bring the peg back up and spin the head around, pop the arms out, and there is Alpha Bravo in robot mode. And I really, really like Alpha Bravo in his robot mode. I love his head sculpt. I love the blue visor. Looks so nice. I love the orange. Kind of breaking it away from the red and white motif. He's still white, but now he's orange instead of red. And I love the rockets molded in on the forearms, kind of giving him a different look. And I do like how it bleeds into his forearms. Oh, and also one thing that I didn't mention on Skydives, but I'll mention here. All of the aerial bots, although I don't know about Air Raid, have their Autobot insignias on the left side, kind of like just like a patch. Because like none of them have it on their arms or like on their legs or anything. It's like it's all on the side, so it kind of gives them even more uniformity together to show that they're all part of the same team. And I like that. I think it's really good. So for articulation, he has a ball joint that can go really, really far up, and then kind of jiggle side to side and can go all the way around. Ball jointed shoulders. Twist at the elbow, and then bend at the elbow. Waist twists. Ball-jointed hips that can go all the way out. Swivel under the hip, and then bend at the knee that can go 90. And then you can kind of articulate his cockpit toes if you wanted to. But that's your call. But yeah, I really like Alpha Bravo. He's my second favorite of the aerial bots so far. I'm gonna keep emphasizing that because Air Raid's probably gonna end up being one of my favorite, my favorite of the aerial bot deluxes. So and we'll finally turn him into his leg mode. So we will flip this all the way. We'll plug, or actually before we do that, we will spin the waist back around. I gotta fix that, okay. And then we'll plug the legs back together. And then open him up. Oops, wrong side. Kind of basically you're just turning him back into copter mode, but leaving out one or two few Q steps. And then plug the top back in, plug the arms in. Put the legs back. And then plug it in right there. And there is Alpha Bravo in his leg mode. not a bad looking leg. I like all the stuff in the front to give it more character. And because they gave him this bit just to fit him in the packaging, if you want, on either the arm or the leg, or in robot mode, you can spin the back fin to either side, because it's on a mushroom peg. It just kind of wiggles out of place every now and then. But I leave it forward, kind of like as a knee guard. So there's Alpha Bravo in leg mode, and we'll leave him that way until we combine them. But that will be later, and until then, I'm Spider Prime 1, and I'm signing off.